Yo, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. I want to talk in this video about, for those who have prepared and seen this crisis coming, I believe that you are about to be part of the largest wealth transfer in the history of mankind. That's just my opinion. It's just how I see it, and that's because if you look at the herd of what they've been doing in the last 14 years, it's all been buying into what the Federal Reserve and central banks around the world were doing, and that is providing cheap liquidity to the markets and 0% interest rates or very low rates of interest. And then only seeing things go up. And there was that confirmation. It was like a head fake. After lockdown, everyone thought we were all going to be out of a job. Assets would crash. The stock market would crash. And then what happened was they went all in on stimulus. And real estate went up more than ever before. And I remember seeing people going, well, there it is. You know, they said it was going to go down, and it did such an opposite move. Therefore, it basically can't, nothing can stop this market. You know, if it can't go down because of COVID, then it just can't go down, because look, like they said it would go down 10% and it went up 50%. So they were 60% wrong. However, there was a confusion of a bubble going into hyperdrive, which would bring about, in my opinion, this huge collapse, which, if we look at real estate, this is what we're seeing. And so, you know, those people that got, if they didn't get out of the market, if they have not exited because, you know, the prices have gone down or they're too over levered or whatever, they could be facing a new reality where, you know, like it wasn't actually that long ago, you know, maybe 10 years ago or so, that if you had a rental property, you had to top up the mortgage. You had to top up the rental. So, you know, it might cost you $230 a week to own this home, and you charged $180 in rent, and then you topped it up $50. But you saw it as a good investment because it's only $50, and then the house might double in value. And, you know, what did you actually... $50 a week, that's $2,500 a year that it cost you. Like it's not much. But for years, these houses were getting yields of 11%, 12%, 15%. Some of them were just double digit, because they were bought at $78,000 and then they went to, say, $550,000, and the rent was so much. But now the prices are coming back down. If we see the unemployment I'm expecting that we will see next year, I think it'll be hard to get the rent out of the tenants at the prices that they are now. So, you know, we could see an environment where, because tenants keep losing jobs and it's hard to find anyone with steady income, rents might have to come down, but they can't come down because the debt's too high for the landlord. So then it's a foreclosure. Or, you know, the landlord's having to go work 3 jobs to try and keep this rental, which, how long can they do that? And is there 3 jobs actually available? It's going to be a lot of that sort of stuff going on, I think. And so you're going to have people hit the wall over here. You know, they're whatever they've bought into that's been just doing so well in the last 14 years, over that total time period, now might, for the next 14 years, be nothing but a liability. So if you've prepared, right, you're going to have a whole bunch of desperate sellers over here with falling asset prices, foreclosures, mortgage sales, bankruptcies, and there's not going to be anyone really much to buy it. In fact, it's going to be such a small pool of people who actually have the money to buy it, that they'll be able to come in and just scoop up all the assets. That's what I think anyway. And so if you have prepared and invested in the right things, then and you know you have a bit of savings and things like that, you could be very, very well positioned to actually take advantage of this. But you know, it's also things like if you've been storing food over a long period of time for hard times, you know, when you get desperate, you might have something to eat, and that is a lot of wealth too in its own. But you know, if you end up really, really taking advantage of the wealth transfer that's coming, I think that a lot of good things might come your way, but a lot of people have a lot of bad things come their way. Do I feel good about that? No. But did I push print on the money printer? Did I advise people to get lots of debt? No. I've always said be conservative, factor in risk. You know, when I had a mortgage, I was paying it off as fast as I could, as humanly possible. It was insane the amount of that I was paying it off on a really small wage, and paying off as much debt as I could, and aiming to be completely debt free by sort of this age that I'm at now. So you know, obviously it never happened. I ended up going through a divorce, so I didn't actually keep the house, unfortunately. But that was how I was viewing things, and it was a case of pay this asset off, and then make your next move, and maybe buy another house, and then you could rent that out, and then use this mortgage to pay that. And I know that might be in some people's mind a dumb way to do it, but I just don't have a stomach for risk. And so, you know, hopefully the audience that's watching here has been, you know, bracing themselves for impact well before the engines caught fire, and you know, can get through this time, because you know, it's just, I feel the crisis that's coming is just going to be so massive, so enormous, that most people are going to struggle a lot just to get through it, just to get through each day. And it has been my number one goal since I first learned of quantitative easing. I thought, this can't end well. This is a terrible, terrible move that they're doing, and this can only end one way. So when that happens, I want to be shielded from these poor decisions that other people are making that is going to greatly affect my life. Either I can go down with the ship, or I can prosper. So I hope you guys have also gotten prepared. Thank you for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe. It really helps me out. It takes 2 seconds to click like, 2 seconds to click subscribe. Helps me out a ton, motivates me to keep putting out content, knowing if you guys actually like it. You know, if you subscribe, there's obviously a reason. So really, really helps me get this channel off the ground, which is what I'm trying to do. So thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.